poem about poetry. Sorry?
Poem about poetry.
We should have more time. Okay. I think already.
No, go up there. You try to
Okay. Here's I call this, I just called it poetry. Secondary education is riddled with poetry, be it from Shakespeare to Shelley to Frost. And the takeaway is the definition of poetry. See, poetry is a verbal composition overwhelmed with emotions and ideas. A poem is a diary, every conscious experience logged into a word soup on a fragile page. And every entry is personal, every reader intertwined with the speaker, their hearts beat in sync. When I read a love poem, I can feel her tender kiss, her breathtaking embrace, her hair blending with the grass. And woven between the lines, I can see fragments of pain and hate and sorrow and grief foreshadowed by her waning smile. I miss her, the woman I've never met. For so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to be. In others, the euphoria explodes through the paper. The poet scribbles frantically, standing over his lamp as his hands take over and his arm begins to cramp. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, I bathe in this boastful bliss. Every lonely night, this is what saves me. Sophomore year was my calling. My desire to indulge in this drug was now a demand, and withdrawal was not an option. A walk in the woods is my ecstasy, as the breeze charmingly embraces me. And dear friend, please do not tell me that poetry is a woman's game. Do not look me in the eyes, spit on my face, and tell me that it is for the feeble-minded who refuse to stand up while you tweet behind your screens, tapping on holograms. Instead, grasp that poetry is not a weakness but power. If you Google the word poet, you will find that it comes from the Latin word poeta. And in Rome, poetry was a male occupation. So if you respect Catullus, Virgil, Horace, or Ovid, do not treat me differently. A poet is one with the capacity to soar above the critics. A poet is one with his or herself willing to free the haunting inner stripes of life. A poet should not be separated by speaker and audience, but the spotlight should highlight the tears flowing from my burning eyes. See, poetry is a therapy for those who want to be heard. The audience is here for you. The world is here for you. I am here for you. Two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.